Hello and welcome to CGTN. This is Tao Yuan. We're live for you in China's southwestern city of Chengdu, which is the booming capital of southwest China's Sichuan province. The city is actually famous for a couple of things: its taste for spicy food, its leisurely lifestyle, and its love affair with mahjong, and something else. And this is surely going to get you excited, and that is giant pandas. So we're here at the Chengdu research base of giant panda breeding. I mean, the name is a mouthful, so we usually just call it the panda base. If you've been a frequent follower of CGTN's live streams, you know that we have, and I have personally been to this panda base multiple times in the past couple of years for reporting on various panda-related subjects, such as, baby pandas making their first public debut, giant pandas here at this base going abroad on diplomatic missions, or pandas who have lived overseas for their entire lives coming back home. So multiple panda-related subjects, but we're here today for something that's completely different because a new interactive museum on giant panda has opened right here at the panda base, and we're going to take you on a fun and educational trip of the museum today. If you want to see giant pandas today, you're not going to see them. But I promise you that this trip is going to be worth it. And joining me to explore this museum is Miss Wu Ying. I'll let you introduce yourself, Miss Wu. Thank you for joining the show.
Hello, everyone. This is Wu Ying from the Chengdu Research Base of Giant Panda Breeding. And before our visit, I would like to introduce a little bit about our panda base. Our panda base was established in 1987, and it has established the largest captivity of giant panda population in the world. So now we are at the Giant Panda Museum, and this museum is located in the panda base. And you can see that behind me there is a big book, and this book is called The World of Panda. And next, I'm going to show you around this museum and take you to have a look what the world of pandas like. Next, follow me to explore those mysteries of giant pandas.
That's wonderful, because who doesn't love pandas, right?
Yeah.
What are we going to see about them today? Their evolutionary history, perhaps?
Of course, we will see a lot of things here in the Giant Panda Museum, the evolution process, the giant panda characteristics, and how do we do giant panda conservations, everything about it. And we have a lot of interactive devices for the visitors to participate, to explore, to play it, everything. I think that's what we want the visitors to get in this museum. We don't want them to do passive learning. We want the visitors to do active learning. I think this is the key point that our Giant Panda Museum different from the other museums.
That's wonderful. So a lot to expect today, and just a reminder that I will be checking my phone throughout this whole live stream, and Wu Ying is going to be checking the phone with me. So if you have any questions, comments, you're welcome to leave them on our Facebook page, on our YouTube page, or the Chinese Weibo or our CGTN app. So here
we are at the time tunnel.
We're at the time tunnel.
Yeah. Through this time tunnel, we are going to flash back to ancient times when giant pandas roamed. Have you seen the numbers on the ground?
So right here we have
2021. 2021.
That's where we are right now.
Many numbers. Actually, each number represents a special stage of the giant panda from ancient times to nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're not just random numbers
Yeah.
to give us the idea that we're going back in
it's
time.
for some special reason. It's not random numbers.
Okay. So for example, what happened 2.5 million years?
For this number, actually, it's the, after the ancestors of giant pandas, it's the second stage.
Okay.
Yeah, the second stage of the giant pandas from ancient times to nowadays. Now we are going to flash back to the ancient times. In this exhibition area, we have creating a living environment just like prehistoric times. Yes, everything, the plants, the species, and the animals. Yeah, this is the
tracing origins.
Yeah, tracing origins.
We're going to get into their history a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Here we can see that we have two writing devices. Here in these devices, our visitors can experience too. Do you want to have a try? uh,
Okay, so what do I do?
you should write it. Yeah. Yeah, just keep writing. Just keep writing, and the visitors will see the evolution process of the giant pandas. As you see, actually, in 8 million years ago, the pandas are totally different from the pandas in nowadays. Yeah, it's become bigger and bigger.
So this one actually looks quite like current day pandas.
Yeah, this one is the most close one too. Yeah. This is the biggest one, the largest one, and now it's get some not so big.
So that's the current day giant panda
Yeah.
that we all know and love. And
Yeah, ancestors.
This is okay. This
The-
is giant panda's ancestor.
Yeah.
8 million years.
Yes. Yeah. Right. It's like a plump dog.
It looks more like a bear than a.
Yeah.
Not even black and white.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, because most of the people think that they are black and white since 8 million years ago, but it's not.
Right.
It's totally different.
Okay, and so all the ancestors have already gone into extinction.
Yeah. Yeah, they have become extinct
Right.
until now. And now, the present giant pandas, why we call it a living fossil? Because the animals that share the same habitat with giant pandas from 8 million years ago, they have become extinct. But except giant pandas. So this is why we call it a living fossil.
Living fossil, right.
Living fossil.
And if you notice, I'm actually catching my breath a little bit. That's so much for my exercise today, but it was fun.
This one we have exhibited some animals that share the same habitat or live with the giant pandas in the same times.
Okay.
And you can hold this and turn left and right. Yeah, you can see the information of the animals, and you can also hear their sounds and voices. Yeah.
Body length of about 1.2 meters
Yeah.
and shoulder height of about 1 meter.
Yeah, everything about the animals you can learn from
Wow.
this machine. So this is what we want the visitors to do. They can do it themselves to learn the things they want to get.
Right.
Yeah,
Both educational and entertaining.
yeah, very interactive.
Let's see what else is there besides this horse. Okay, so this is a leopard, right?
Yeah, it's a Latin name.
Latin name.
Yeah,
We're not gonna pretend that we know how to read their Latin names.
yeah. Okay, it's
Okay, so are any of these animals,
yeah.
do they still exist
Back
today?
again. No, all of them have become extinct.
Oh, so they're all
Yeah.
prehistoric fossil
Yeah,
species
yeah.
of the current day
Except
animals.
giant pandas.
Right.
Yeah, only giant pandas live now, so we think that giant pandas are very smart. They know how to adapt to the environment, to live until now. But the other animals just, extinct.
That's actually a very interesting point that you brought up because we don't usually think giant pandas as smart animals. We usually think of them as lazy and immensely adorable creatures.
I think in the next exhibition area, we are going to unveil this mystery of the giant pandas about if it is lazy or not. Okay?
Okay. Are they lazy? Are giant panda lazy? How do you feel about it? How do you guys feel about it? Leave us comments.
Let's look at this machine. You can slide from up to down, and you can find where the giant panda ancestors originated from. Actually, in 8 million years ago, there are only 2 places that the giant panda fossils were discovered, in Yunnan, Yuanmo County and Lufeng County.
That's a neighboring province from the province that we're in right now.
Yes.
But not typically considered a giant panda habitat nowadays, right?
And with the evolution, their places, the fossil discovering places are expanding. And to Eleuropoda baconi, the scope is very large. To the overseas, overseas countries, we can also have a look. That
So this is still part of China, and this
Yeah.
would be
Yes.
Southeast Asia,
Yes.
Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Vietnam.
right.
So in the panda fossils were found in
Yes,
all of these
yes,
areas.
Yes.
And I noticed that you just read its Latin name,
Yeah.
Ailuropoda
Bacconi.
bacconi. You just said that you didn't know how to read its Latin name.
It's how to say. I just can pronounce it like the letters.
The way that it's spelled.
Letters, the way
Right.
I think, but I'm not sure if it's the right pronunciation for Latin names.
I have to say that first of all, this is the second hall, and I have to say that this is one of my favorite halls because
Wow.
it's just so
Hope you like it.
it's just so beautiful with all the bamboos
Yeah.
lit up.
Yeah, this is artistic bamboo forest, and you can see in this forest we have hung some boards in old Chinese writing, classical Chinese writing. Actually, these records are all about giant pandas.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like we Chinese said, 貔貅, mo, 周瑜. These are all names about giant pandas.
In ancient times.
Yeah.
And here we have a lady dressed in quite ancient clothes and a giant panda feeding a giant panda bamboos. What's this about?
This is this record is about that the giant pandas, the skulls were found in a tomb in Han Dynasty, but the final result is that it's an the emperor, the empress, Bo. Empress Bo.
Bo, Empress Bo.
太后 in Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah, they found the skull in her tomb.
Okay.
Found the panda skull.
So which proves that maybe, say, 1,000 years
yeah.
ago, people actually kept giant pandas as
Yes.
royalties.
Yes.
Royalties.
Yes.
People high up there actually kept pandas as
Yeah,
pets.
exactly. And in this area, we have exhibited a lot of about giant panda cubs, and our visitors can come to discover where the panda cubs were headed. So you can have a try.
I have to say that this is one of my favorite parts about this museum, because I'm not sure. Yes, the camera can catch this because is this virtual reality or?
It adopts some kind of holographic projection technology.
Okay, our cameraman just turned off the camera light so we can see this more clearly. Just give us a few seconds to adjust the shutter. But isn't this just adorable? And it looks so real, right?
Yeah, it looks so real. And this one is about 1 month old, maybe. One or
month
2
old.
months old.
This
Yeah,
is a
it's black and white.
holographic technology, right?
Yeah, holographic.
Is there anything in there as well?
Of course, you can open it. It's a newborn panda cub because a lot of visitors told us that they think the panda cub is black and white. A newborn cub is black and white, but actually they are not. They are pink. Actually, they are pink with some sparse hair. They are not black and white. This is the one point that we want to tell the visitors and the public. And
they're so tiny.
Yeah,
They're about the size of a mice.
Yes, they're so tiny, and the average weight of a newborn panda cub is about 120 grams.
120 grams. And here we have this interactive thing right here.
It's a game that you can weigh how much a giant panda cub. You can drag those fruits to here.
Okay. So this mother is about to give birth.
Yeah.
And this is
the panda cub.
a newborn panda cub.
Yeah.
It's about 120 grams.
And you can put some fruits that equals to the weight of the panda cub. Have a try.
Nothing adds up to
Maybe you can have
120.
About
Okay, so some kiwi fruits.
yeah, maybe 2 kiwi fruits. Have a try.
Okay, so 2 kiwis.
Oh, 2
Oh, that's-
kiwis.
Right, that's 2.
Ah, Yeah, it's 120 grams.
So a newborn panda cub, about the weight of 2 kiwi fruits added together,
yeah,
give or
about,
take.
not very, accurate.
Right.
Maybe about.
I mean, that's unthinkable because they grow so fast.
Yeah.
And I've once heard a joke about pandas is that if you take a picture of a newborn panda cub, that's going to be the only colored photo of this panda.
And if you want to know how much fast do a giant panda cub grows, you can come here. Come here and rotate this handle, and you can see when the giant panda cub was born, how much and what's the color. Have you seen that? It's pink with sparse hair, actually.
0.1% of their mother's
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah, and 15 days, what's it like?
And 15 days.
Yeah.
Can you see it? 你看得见吗？过来看。
你可以转动一下这个。
你自己来转。You can turn the handle right here, and you can see how a panda actually grows up.
Yeah. And 1 year to 2 years, you can see they have reached 50 kilograms.
So when a baby panda turns about 1 or 2 years
Yes.
of age, they
Yeah.
will leave their mother and start to
Yeah.
live independently
Yeah.
out in the wild. That is.
Yeah, in the wild.
And how big? Okay, this is so once they reach 4
Yeah.
to 6 years old, they count as an adult panda,
Yeah, adult panda.
and they can weigh about 90 to 120
Yeah.
kilograms.
Yeah, the average weight.
So that means they grow about 1,000 times bigger
Yeah.
than when they're.
It's unbelievable, right?
It's unbelievable.
And this area, we have exhibited some specimens of the animals that share the same habitat with giant pandas in the wild. You can see we have red pandas, snow leopards. Yeah, this is the real specimen.
Real specimen.
It's real.
So they must be very precious. No
Yes.
touching.
Yeah.
I didn't know that snow leopards actually share the same habitat as giant pandas.
Actually, snow leopards will live at much higher elevation. Maybe for giant pandas, they always live at elevation of 1,500 meters to 3,500 meters. But for snow leopards, maybe 5,000 meters. But they still share the same habitat.
Okay.
Just a little higher.
Okay. And snow leopard are quite threatened as well nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So you must welcome a lot of kids to the museum every day.
Yeah, every day, a lot of kids, because the kids, they like the interactive things.
Right.
They like to play, and they like to. They are interested about everything that they think they have never seen before. So when after our museum was open, and a lot of school and the students, they come here, they all think that this is really marvelous.
I think even for me as an adult, this is quite fun
Yeah.
and educational too.
And now I'm going to answer your question about why everyone thinks that pandas are lazy.
And we actually got a comment on Facebook from Michael Ng saying that giant pandas aren't lazy when they're hungry.
Actually, pandas, every day they will eat a lot and sleep a lot. They will eat about 20 to 40 kilograms of bamboos. Why do they eat a lot? Because the giant pandas retain a carnivorous digestive tract. So the intestines tract is very short and straight. As you can see.
Okay, so that's the intestine tract of
this is for herbivores. Yeah, this is for herbivores. It's very long, but for giant pandas, it's very short and straight. And if they eat the food will be charged very soon. So the absorption rate is very low. The pandas have to eat a lot to retain the energy. And they move less because they want to save the energy. So this is the energy efficient strategy for them. From this aspect, giant pandas are not lazy. Actually, they're very smart.
About how
Yeah.
to preserve their energy.
Yes, they know how to preserve, and they know how to, they are very adorable, and at the same time, they have some very important strategies for them to live in this environment.
Right.
Actually, some animals they don't know how to survive in
Right.
this very severe environment, but giant pandas know.
So it's all about adaptation to
Yeah.
their body structure
Yeah.
and their living environment.
Yes.
And I was going to tell you about this, and I hope this doesn't offend you,
Okay.
because a lot of people come to visit the panda base, including quite a few foreign politicians. They comment on the living habits of giant pandas, and they say they do a lot of sitting around,
Yeah.
which is true if you come to think about it.
Yeah, it's true. Just like I told you just now, a lot of people will say things like this, but it's not a offending question. Of
Right.
course, everyone see that, actually, including me. I will see the pandas, they sleep and they eat a lot, but from this device, we want to talk. We want to tell the people, tell the visitors to know that actually they are not lazy or something. They are very smart. And I think that's the key point we want to tell the visitors. Yeah. And I think that what you said about the foreigners, if they know this, they will not say that they are lazy again.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, they love pandas. They say it with
Yeah.
all the love in the
Yeah.
world. And which brings us to the third hall of this
Yeah.
museum right now, Discovery
Yeah,
Trail.
Discovery Trail. And as you can see, there is a foreigner here. And this is Armand David. Armand David is the first person to discover pandas scientifically.
What do you mean by scientifically?
I mean, scientifically, it means when the giant panda does not have not a name in the before, until Armand David found it, and he named the giant panda a Latin name. So this is from scientifically aspect.
Okay, and when did this happen?
In 1869.
1869.
Yeah. In 1869, Armand David was served as the fourth priest in Sichuan province, Baoxing County, Dengzhigou Catholic Church.
Right.
And
So this board is all about him.
yeah, about him.
Father Armand David, actually a French missionary who came to China.
Yeah, and in addition to giant pandas, he also discovered dozens of species, including snub-nosed monkeys, Chinese dope trees, and anything else.
Wow.
And,
so here it says 189 species that
Yes.
Father
Yeah.
Armand David discovered.
Yeah, and behind us, can you see? Have you seen this wall?
Yes.
It's the Catholic Church that Armand David served in 1869 in Baoxing County, the Catholic Church.
Right. You
Yeah.
can see that the roof is very Chinese.
Yeah, and we reconstruct this this part of the Dengzhigou Catholic Church to let the visitors to feel that where the Armand David, that the place he worked, and what's the environment like. Yeah.
How long did it take for this museum to be built? Because so far for me, it's been a marvelous trip.
About in 2019 August, we start to begin exhibition. Maybe about 1.5 years to finish this exhibition. And in this part, we actually stimulate an office like Armand David. And we
You can
have,
see it's very
Yeah.
Western style.
Western
looking.
style, yeah. And here we have displayed a lot of things here. I think,
This is real. Is it?
yeah, this is real. This is real. This is Mei Mei, giant panda Mei Mei. Mei Mei is the first giant panda we cooperated with Japan, Wakayama Zoo. And
It's a panda that was born here at the Chengdu base.
Yeah, it's born here, and she gave birth about 11 children.
11 children.
Yeah, in her life.
How many of those 11 children were born in Japan? Do you know?
I'm not sure how many born in Japan, but including all the children, it's about 11.
Wow.
Maybe I think most of them are in Japan.
How many do they typically give birth to during their lifetime?
It depends, but if you want me to tell you a number, I think it's maybe 3 to 4. Actually,
It's very productive.
Yeah, actually, it depends on the individual, the Giant Panda individual. So this one, Mei Mei, is also called a hero, a mother of hero.
A hero.
Yeah.
Is it also true, Wuying, that giant pandas usually maybe more than 50% chance for giant pandas to give birth to twins when they're in captivity?
Yes. Yes.
But that's not necessarily the case for wild giant pandas.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because in the wild, if they give birth to twins, they don't have the energy to take care of both. They have to leave one. And in the captivity, if in our base, and we have our working staff, we have our keepers to take care of the twins both. So in captivity, the twins can both live, but in the wild, it's not.
Right. So the environment is safer here in captivity for
Yeah.
mothers to give birth to twins.
Yeah. And here we can get to know something about the panda's teeth.
That's a panda molar.
Yeah, this is panda molars. You can see the molars. It's very broad molars because they eat a lot of bamboo and they grind it with these molars. So it's very broad. Have you seen that?
It doesn't even look like a tooth.
Yeah.
That's one piece of. That's one.
No, I think it's.
Is it
two? Two?
Okay.
Yeah, maybe two. It's not just one. And the molars.
It certainly doesn't have the molar of a carnivore.
Mm-hmm. I think molars. For molars, I think every no matter it's a carnivore or herbivore, they both have. Mm-hmm. Just like human beings, we have molars. Yeah. And
But what's special about panda molars is that they're very broad.
it's very broad
and
because
very flat.
because they will use it to grind bamboos.
Right.
So it's becoming broader and broader. And this one is about Giant Panda's canine teeth.
Oh, this one.
Have you seen that? The canine teeth?
It's even got a piece of fur on it.
And
these are all real ones.
no, it's not real. But some of it is real. Yeah,
Not all of it.
not all of it. And for Giant Panda canine teeth, it's not so sharp. Have you seen that? It's not so sharp when compared with other carnivores.
Right.
Because when the pandas eat bamboos, the canine teeth degenerate due to less use. Mm-hmm. So the canine teeth are not so sharp.
So just for a quick comparison, so this is the canine teeth of polar bears and fox, wolf.
Wolves.
I don't even know the Chinese name of this species.
The Chinese name, 猕猫. Oh,
What are they?
I think it's some kind of the cat or something.
Okay.
It's just like.
So it certainly belongs to the cat family.
Yeah.
But I don't recognize all the names here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to read this Chinese character. ji,
Oh.
ji, 字吗?
You have a very good question. I'm going to check it.
Horse. And these are, how do you say?
Hurley.
Castor fiber.
Uh-huh.
Beavers.
Mm-hmm.
Beavers. And these are goats and buffaloes, right?
Yeah,
Just,
we have all put the Latin names here so that, from a Latin name, the people can clearly distinguish which species this is. So that's we.
So it's more precise.
Yeah, yeah. And in this wall, it's very interesting. And we have displayed some giant panda fur. It's real fur.
This
you
is
can,
real giant
yeah,
panda fur.
yeah.
No way.
No, it's just like this.
I just took some. I just took some out.
It's real fur.
Wow. I mean, for probably 99% of the visitors here.
I think, yeah, I think you're right. 99%, maybe,
Maybe
100%.
yes, maybe even
100%. They never know what's the feeling of a real giant panda face is.
And this is probably going to be our only time in our lifetimes when we actually get to touch real panda
You know
fur.
what? Some visitors think this is not real. Now, every time I would tell them this is real.
Maybe you should put a sign here to say,
Yeah.
real panda fur.
Yes, it's real. And here we also display the giant panda faces and the skulls. You know, have you seen the faces? It's different colors.
Panda poop.
Yeah, it's different colors. Can you guess which one the giant pandas eat? So it's this kind of color. Can you guess?
Well, depending on the color, I would say that this is bamboo poop and this is apple poop, perhaps?
Actually, for this one, if giant pandas eat bamboo stems, and this is the color of the bamboo stems.
Okay, these are all the results.
Yeah. All they are both the faces. Yeah, the poops, and this is from bamboo stems. This is from bamboo leaves. So it's yellow. It's green. This one is a little yellow.
Okay, because I thought this one is the product of eating bamboo, and this one is from eating something else.
Both are from bamboo.
Okay.
Yeah. And here we also introduce the panda. You know, they have a pseudo-thumb. This is the pseudo-thumb.
So they have six.
Digits. They have 6 fingers, but for this finger, the pseudo-thumb, it doesn't have fingernails, and the pandas will use the 6th finger, the pseudo-thumb, to grasp things. So I'm not sure if you have noticed how giant pandas eat things. They just grasp something to eat. Actually, this finger plays a very important role, help them to grasp things.
And this one plays a bigger role than this one?
No, this one is not pseudo-thumb. This
one is a real finger. It's an actual,
this one
a
is
full functioning finger.
This one is not a finger. This one is just this one is not a finger. This 5 finger and this one is pseudo-thumb. Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is the why we say the pseudo-thumb of giant panda is very important, because it helps them to grasp things. Just like our thumb. Just like our thumb. And here, I think we have to experience it.
I love this
because
part.
This part we have put some voices and sounds of giant pandas here. I think a lot of people have never heard how giant pandas pronounce or just make sounds. So you want to have a try, Tao Yuan?
Yes. Yes.
This is for him, if they want to call for their mother.
This, can I try this? This one maybe. Oh, there we go.
This is bark and growl.
To fight and
Warn. Are you getting it? It's fight and warn.
so to show its aggressiveness.
Yes,
This sound.
yeah.
And then this one.
Reject, annoy.
And then let's get another one.
And then it's uncomfortable and hungry. They want food.
This almost sounds like the sound that a frog would make. Quack, quack. Right? Right. Visitors don't typically get to see to hear these sounds when they come to see the pandas. But this just gives us a sense of how giant pandas are able to actually communicate with their keepers.
Yes, so we put these sounds here and we help. This is kind of way of popular science, we want the visitors to know how giant pandas pronounce and what's the specific meaning of these sounds. And here we come to this device. Slide this handle, and you can get to know the giant pandas.
Muscle.
Yeah.
Well, this is bone.
Bones and there's skeletons and should call this.
And then if we do it again, what do we get?
Muscles. Yeah, muscles. If the public they want to know more things about this, they can just learn it one by one. And the digestive tract.
All the technology that goes into this museum.
Yeah. And behind the screen, it is a real specimen.
This one is a real one.
Yeah, this one is a real one. Actually, it's just like people doing some X-ray in the hospital.
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
I was reading up for this live stream yesterday, and I caught something that's quite interesting. They say that the iconic round face of giant pandas was actually from grinding the bamboo too much.
Yeah, yeah. They grind the bamboos, and so their heads or their scalps, they are becoming very round and broad. This is because they eat a lot bamboos, but for some in the wild, you will find that the giant panda's scalps are not so round and broad in the wild.
Is that so? Why?
Because in the wild, they have to get food for themselves. And in captivity, we have keepers to prepare food for them.
So in the wild, they don't just eat bamboo, right? I was told that pandas are actually omnivore.
Actually, many years ago, giant pandas are carnivores. They eat meat.
Right.
But now they have changed their diet into bamboo. Actually, now in the wild, sometimes they will eat some other things. But it depends on them. It depends on what they have found in the wild.
Okay. We're taking some questions from our online comments. Somebody asked, is the panda actually related to polar bears?
I think these two bears belong to the same family.
Belongs to the same family.
Yeah, the Ursus family. But and if we say they have some relations or relationships, yes, they both belong to Ursus family.
Right.
And but for giant pandas, they belong to their own subfamily. I'm not sure if I have made myself understood.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they belong to the same family, but not necessarily the same subfamily.
Subfamily.
And somebody also asked, somebody also commented, I should say, that red pandas are so different.
Yeah, actually, there are some similarities between red pandas and giant pandas, just like their pseudothumb and their food. They have some similarities in the food. For example, the bamboos. Giant pandas eat bamboos, and also for red pandas, they eat bamboos too. But
But red pandas actually belong to the raccoon family, right?
Yeah, and the red pandas, they belong to different family with giant pandas. Yeah.
And I also read this somewhere, I'm not sure if this is true. Researchers are still trying to decide on whether giant pandas are more closely related with bears or raccoons.
Yeah. Red pandas actually belong to just like raccoon family. Maybe it's not for Latin name. It's like that, but it's something like a raccoon family.
So a lot of scientific research is still ongoing about giant pandas. We still don't know everything that we should know about this kind of endangered species.
Here we have displayed some scholars and experts that have contributed for giant panda conservation since 1950s. If our visitors want to know something about the panda conservation, they can pull this book.
Wow.
Yeah, they can pull this book to have a knowing of these things.
We have all the information about them
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, if they are interested, they can pull it. And this kind of way also saves the space for us.
Right. Dr. Hu Junchu is actually one of the first
Yes.
Chinese experts who studied giant pandas out in the wild.
Yeah, right. Professor Hu Jinchu has done a lot for giant panda conservation, especially with Dr. Shala.
So, okay, he's a professor at China West Normal University, and that's in Nanchong City, right?
Yes.
Very close by to Chengdu City, which we're in right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there are more and more scholars and experts. They are
Giant
still
panda conservation guardians.
Yeah,
I think that includes you.
they are doing a lot of things for giant panda conservation. In addition to these people here, there are a lot of people, maybe in our panda base, everyone, they are doing the conservation for giant pandas. I think include you. You are also doing a lot of
Spreading the knowledge about giant pandas.
It's that kind of contribution. That's very. I think I'm inspired.
We do our parts, right? Because we humans as a group, we have encroached upon the natural habitats of so many types of animals, not just giant pandas.
When you told me you have done a lot of animal conservation in the wild, you know, I was something like very touched by you.
I just told you this before we started this live stream that I had this sit-down tea meeting with this man and woman who saved a wolf from the Tibetan plateau about 10 years ago, raised the wolf cub in the city in their apartment, and then realized that wolves are not meant for the city. So they went back to the plateau to sort of help this wolf cub to adapt to life out in the wild, and then finally released it back into nature.
Yeah.
That's a real story. And I was having this conversation with them, and they just told me so much about the things that they saw on the plateau, how humans are slowly destroying the homes of so many types of species.
Yeah.
Which brings us to this hall.
Yeah, we were going to talk about the human activities.
Right.
And actually, with the development of economy, our human activities have produced a lot of effect on giant pandas' habitat. And here we have displayed some disposable products and environmental products. We want the visitors to clearly know that which one is good for nature and which one is good for our environment. And I think as our giant pandas habitat is narrowing down and down, I think that's something that we human beings should notice and arouse everyone's attention to protect this rare and endangered species. And on this wall, we have displayed a lot of rare animals here. And if you come to touch it, yeah, have you heard the sound? Yeah. So that's yeah. And the animals here, they can produce the sounds, and this sounds actually is like something that call our people to protect their home in the wild. Yeah.
It's like a cry for help.
Yes. It's not just maybe most of the visitors come here to just touch it and they think it's fun, you know, it's funny. They can get the sounds, but when we hear it, I think it's a little side,
Right.
It's just calling for help,
Right. Many conservationists actually told me, and I think that this is something that's very touching for me personally. They say that animals hunt in order to survive, but humans hunt for our greed, to satisfy our greed. To go back to the Tibetan antelopes, because I've traveled to the Tibetan plateau multiple times to report on the protection of the Tibetan antelope as well. People hunt them just for their precious fur.
Yeah.
To make a type of fur called shawl, which is even more expensive than gold.
Yes.
If you calculate it per gram.
Yeah, and just like you said just now, people want to get more from the animals, and we have to do something. So in this area, we introduced something about the animal protection, especially for giant pandas, and there are many ways of protecting the pandas. We have protection just like in our panda base. In captivity, we do a lot of things, including scientific research, disease prevention and control. All of these are both for giant panda protection. But in the wild, we can also do protection, just like we established the Giant Panda National Park. And this is in their habitat to protect them. And after this protection, I think it's not enough. Actually, our ultimate goal is to release these rare species animals back to nature.
Right. Because I think the ultimate purpose for establishments like the panda base is for one day for this kind of facility to be no longer necessary.
Yeah.
Because the ultimate goal is for giant pandas and other type of animals to survive out in the wild, not in captivity.
Yeah, I think this day will come. And there is one day that, because now why we do this museum, or why we do a lot of protection activities in our daily life, because we want to do these small things to promote the others to change their consciousness about the giant panda protection. Some people actually they don't understand, or they have no idea about some knowledge about those animals, about their habits. So we should spread this knowledge to them, that they can understand. If they understand, they will do something for animal protection. And here just like I told you just now, our ultimate goal is to release the giant pandas back to nature. And here we introduce the how we do the giant panda release to the nature. And if the visitors can rotate this, and they can learn the things. But if you stop rotating, it will pause.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What does it mean, soft release?
Soft release means that if we release the pandas to the wild, we still track the status. And we track the status to ensure that they're good, or they
Or
still,
nothing's threatened their safety or their life.
That they still survive in the wild.
So,
And we also want to know which kind of threats that they will face in the wild, and everything. Yeah, it's a color ring like that, and we can get the information from this.
and I know that the Panda Base actually has a ongoing releasing back into the wild program, right, where you train eligible panda cubs for ultimate release.
Actually, we are planning this for the soft release, but this is it's a very long time. It will take a long time to do it. We will choose very suitable pandas, and we will train them for maybe for a few years. So
Right.
just like in the device, we have introduced a lot of things about how we do this if we want to do software release. We are planning it. We hope that one day we can make those pandas back to the nature.
And those selected cubs, those eligible ones, they tend to be more active, more hyper, more aggressive when they were even as cubs, probably, right?
Yeah, I think so. They're active and maybe strong in body size.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
they have a bigger chance of being able to survive in the
Yeah,
wild.
I think so. I think so.
It's a dangerous world out there, to be honest.
Yeah, it's dangerous in the animal world.
From sitting behind in their pens, waiting for their keepers to feed them bamboo and apple.
And here we come to the sex exhibition area. In this area, actually, we have an interactive game for the visitors. They can touch the bubbles, and the bubbles will fly onto the wall, and then the bubbles will change into clouds, and our clouds will then turn into rain, and the rain will irrigate our forest in the wild.
Okay, let me try to get a cloud.
Yeah, and the bubbles will fly to
And then, okay, I'll do this one. Cloud. Does that count? Okay, right here.
Yeah, rain. It turns into rain. And the trees will become bigger and bigger.
So this is designed for kids.
Yeah.
Just
A lot
to,
of kids like it.
a lot of adults do too.
Yeah.
I've seen adults having pretty some fun here.
Yeah.
We also talked about giant pandas being an umbrella species or a flagship species.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
When we talk about the umbrella species, actually, when we protect the pandas, we actually protect the other species that share the same habitat with giant pandas. So this is the main reason that why we call it the umbrella species. For umbrella species, flagship species, and the other reason is I think most of us know that it is really adorable. Yeah, and behind this wall, we have displayed some superstars in China.
Right, Chinese movie stars.
Yes, that they speak for giant panda protection. This is our panda ambassadors.
Right, and you talked about just now that me being part of this conservation, I think this shows us that all of us can be part of this conversation, right?
Yes.
All the things that we can do.
We have listed a lot of behaviors that you can do to protect the environment. Actually, everyone can do it.
Everyone is part of this effort.
Yeah.
Stop buying buy pesticide-free food.
Yeah.
Volunteer.
Reduce noise pollution.
A lot of people don't realize that how noise can,
especially car noises.
air conditioning temperature. So
Yeah.
turn down your air
yeah.
conditioning by just a few degrees would help. And here we come to the end of this journey.
Yes, and here you support us. If you want support the giant panda conservation, you can choose one. Maybe English. You can choose one to protect it and then make a donation.
Wow, okay. So I'm going to make
This is for nutrition research and food supply. If you want to,
we can also do other things.
you can choose another one.
So giant panda living environment research and enrichment item production, genetics and breeding research. That's one of the main things that this panda base does.
Yeah, the scientific research.
Reintroduction research, that's the releasing program that we talked about.
Yeah.
In situ conservation research.
I mean in panda base, the conservation in panda base.
Okay. And community development, that's basically raising awareness, right? And then education projects. I think I'm gonna do.
This in situ conservation is
It's in
actually
the natural environment.
yeah, it's natural environment. I have to correct it. It's natural environment.
And then I think I'm gonna do. I want to donate to this reintroduction research
Reintroduction.
because that picture of one day this adorable creature roaming free in their natural habitat.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we all want to see, because it's
Yes.
one thing to kind of look at them when they're sitting behind bars.
Yeah.
It's another thing to have them go back to their real homes
Yeah,
where
we
they
want to
actually
see that.
belong.
All of us want to see that.
Right. So I'm going to do my part right now. And in case you come to Chengdu and you want to visit the panda bays, Wing, can you give us a direction of how to find this museum once we enter the panda bays?
How to find if you come to Chengdu?
Because it's a big base. I mean, where is this? This museum is actually located in quite a back part of this.
Yeah, actually, this museum is located at the entrance. Beside the entrance part, it's easy to find. Yeah.
And then you enter the panda bays, and then you make a
Turn
right.
right.
Turn
Turn
right.
right. Yeah, turn right.
Right, and then you follow a little path covered with trees to reach this museum. It's quite
Yeah.
easy to find and quite close to the gate too. So I think I'm gonna do 20 yuan for my part today. And then I'm gonna scan the QR code. Boom.
Wow.
There it goes.
Thank you for your contribution for Giant Panda.
Little panda waving at me. And then here's
there's
my
a
certificate of achievement.
Yeah.
If I could just take a photo
Yeah,
of it.
take a photo to keep it.
Okay, so here goes our live stream for today. Everyone can do their part in protecting the giant pandas, protecting the natural habitat of giant pandas, not just giant pandas, and many, many other animal species. So, Wing, can I sign my name here actually? Just to remember today's live stream?
Yes.
There we go. I'm gonna do CGTN Chengdu pandas. Yay! Here we go.
Great.
And that's all from us, from
Yeah.
CGTN. I'm Tao Yuan, and this is my guest today, Wu Ying. Thank you so much for a marvelous
Thank you
journey.
for your donation for Giant Panda protection.
And
Thank you.
thank you for watching and doing your part. That's all from us. Goodbye for now.